as sure as the sun rises, or the winds blow, or the water flows. Man, like other living, likes to have a haven. Call it homing instinct, call it natural preservation. A shelter provides man with complete expression of individuality, not just four walls. It's an environment which lives, breathes, and creates. It's a reality. It's a dream. It's a home, today and for times to come. Since the dawn of history, India has been home to a rich architectural heritage that captures the skills and dreams of its artisans and creators, and frames it in the immortal pictures of time. An arch here, a gateway, a temple, a mosaic, thousand children of a million wonders. But in this land of beauty and mystique, today, development is taking its toll. Our land, which epitomized high levels of beauty, arts, crafts, and exquisite gardens, is now fast becoming a picture of ugly slums, squalor, and shanties. Natural environment is progressively denuded, destroyed, and devastated by urbanization and industrial development, not only in the urban centers, but also in the semi-urban and rural sectors. Population explosion, diminishing land resources, increased demands, and higher living standards, all adding up to a civilization bursting at its seams. What is it leading up to? Fragile ecology, depletion of natural resources, deterioration of environment and quality of life. Efforts are being made to improve the common man's lot with affordable homes by adopting appropriate technologies of construction which are locally viable and ideally suited to the environment and lifestyle. This is not an easy task, because in a large country like India, specific construction technologies and designs will not be appropriate to every region. Diverse needs, especially when the costs of construction and individual building components have increased manifold. It is here that the role of R&D institutions step in to reduce construction costs, conserve scarce building materials, and make efficient and speedier construction adaptable. Beginnings have been made with a few pilot and demonstration projects, but a lot still needs to be done. It has also been recognized that gaps exist between the R&D institutions and pilot demonstrations and full-fledged mass implementation programs. Inducting the technologies at intermediate, small, and medium scale, and adaptation to local materials and skills is necessary. The interaction and feedback helps to bridge the gap, and there is need for setting up agencies for this. Thus, building centers across the country have been set up to fill in this need. A total of 364 centers have been identified, out of which 176 are fully functional. The basic objectives are technology transfer from lab to land, skill upgradation, and training to the construction workers at various levels, production of building material components using appropriate technologies, construction of housing and buildings using the trained workforce and the produced giving the necessary housing guidance information and counseling to the people. The Executive Director of BMTPC states,
rapidly rising cost of housing and building construction has been causing great concern to the government, both the central and the state governments. And they have been trying to evolve a suitable strategy how to bring down the cost of housing and buildings so that they are more affordable for different sections of the people. Building materials and construction technology is a crucial input like land and finance, and therefore government has recognized the need for strengthening the technology transfer mechanism in the housing sector. With that intention, an interministerial organization like BMTPC, Building Materials and Technology Promotion Council, was set up by Government of India 4 years back. This council strives to improve the technology environment in the housing and construction sector by promoting innovative building materials and technologies, because it is increasingly being recognized that our building construction cannot continue to depend on the natural raw material resources for manufacturing of the building materials and components. There are large number of agricultural and industrial wastes available in the country, and our research and development organizations have developed appropriate technologies to convert most of these wastes into the useful building materials. And therefore, one of the main objectives of this council is to promote these new building materials which are produced by recycling of industrial and agricultural waste, so that we can make the housing cost affordable to our weaker sections of the society or low income groups. That has been one of the main things. At the national level, this council is entrusted with the task of technology transfer, and at the grassroots level, a national program of building centers has been started 4 years back. And these building centers are supposed to perform particularly 4 functions. That of creating awareness about the low cost new materials and technologies within the local areas, demonstrate the efficiency and economy of these new technologies, train the people, the local artisans and the householders to properly use these technologies, and also lastly they are also supposed to produce these materials and components for the local consumption. So these building centers are playing a very effective role in promoting and propagating and popularizing the low cost building materials and technologies at the grassroots level.
A wide spectrum of technology is being transferred for use in the affordable housing sector by these building centers. It covers almost all major items of construction, including water, doors, and furniture. Since the structure of the house is not only an important and critical part, but also constitutes a major cost, economic solutions are being offered and inducted using local materials, skill and manpower. Intensive work has been done on roofing systems and walling systems. Various types of roofing systems, including channel roofing, funicular shell roofing, L-panel roofing, brick filler roofing are adopted, bringing down the roofing costs. A major step has been taken to conserve wood, which is scarce in the country, by substituting it with ferro-cement door frames and shutters. This has made a major impact in cost reduction. If one takes a look at the building center, it shows a variety of applications. This particular building center at Narangarh in Orissa is the first rural center to manufacture ferro-cement building components. This includes solid blocks, channel roofing, L-panel roofing, precast RC planks, precast lintel, and lintel cum chhajjas. The main thrust is twofold. Firstly, to develop and use techniques which reduce quantity of material, leading to savings. Secondly, develop techniques which are within the grasp and skills of workers available locally, and such which would lead to greater labor employment. The center is also propagating cost-effective building materials in the rural sector, besides rendering technical advice in house building.
Economical in cost, and we are satisfied with this building.
Our people have the potentiality to build, but the traditional building art is not enough, particularly in rural areas where technology is not available plentifully and easily. These building centers are perfectly an answer where standardized building materials are made available.
The building center at Nellore also gives a lot of stress on ferro-cement technologies. The center is manufacturing window sunshades, RCC door frames and shutters, sand cement blocks, stabilized mud blocks, L-panel roofing, funicular shell roofing, etc. The use of alternative sources of materials for wall construction, like mud blocks or stabilized soil blocks, lead to economical construction, higher insulation, higher employment generation, and also is eco-friendly. The center has already helped the State Housing Corporation in constructing houses for the economically weaker sections of society and plans to spread it to other colonies as the DM housing complex.
We have established this Nirmit Kendra with the main objective of substituting wood in the construction activity. And we have already started using cement products in the model colonies which we have already constructed in Nellore district. We would like to go on spreading these materials, use of these materials in the future colonies.
Whereas the building center at Vijayawada advocates the use of machine-made hollow blocks in addition to various cost-effective ferro-cement building components. It can be seen that a good housing scheme is not only induction of appropriate technology and labor employment, but requires these to be woven into the environment to create an ambience of peace and serenity in the spirit of their surroundings. Thus, housing blends with landscape and mountains as a backdrop, as in the case of housing developed by this building center. The center takes up individual housing to demonstrate the use of these technologies and has played a major role in the construction of this APSHC housing colony at Rajiv Nagar. Though the actual user of this technology feels satisfied, the DE, Urban Housing of Vijayawada, feels that the government should impose a ban on using conventional materials like timber, wood, etc. for more effective propagation.
Nirmita Kendra engineer Mr. Raghavaya inspired me to do arch construction replacing RCC work. I have benefited a lot out of Nirmita Kendra.
To propagate these technologies, cost-effective technologies, to reduce the cost of construction, it is for the state government at every state level to impose the ban, usage of these materials which conserve so much of national energy for preservation of and also ecological balance. So what I feel, this Nirmata Kendras should play a major role in cost-effective technologies to save the cost of construction right from a rich man to a poor man, and also to preserve this ecological balance, and also to maintain the life of the buildings more effective than this natural, indigenous materials, what we are doing now. So what I feel, Nirmata Kendra is a boon for the poor man's pocket and also for every man.
The building center at Machilipatnam has gone one step further to propagate arch foundation, which is economical and easy to build, in addition to other ferrocement building materials. The saving in the foundation cost by use of arch foundations is very significant, as the cost of foundation in a load-bearing structure is a substantial part of the building cost, particularly for low-rise housing. It has also to its credit the designing of an earthquake-resistant house.
In construction of houses for weaker section people, under evacuation program, cost-effective technology transfer is being implemented, that is lab to land. A new technology is developed for manufacture of some building materials, that is RCC rafters, RCC jollies, RCC door frames and ferro cement shutters. By using this material, the total elimination of wood can be ensured. Thereby the forest can be saved and deforestation forests can be avoided.
In contrast, the building center at Villanur, Pondicherry, is propagating various cost-effective technologies like arches, corbels, stabilized mud blocks, etc. The construction of its office building is in progress, adopting these technologies, using the services of the artisans, including women undergoing training, and has erected one demonstration structure with rat trap bond brickwork on site. It has already carried these technologies to the field by constructing a number of houses under the Indira Awas Yojana.
இந்த பில்டிங் சென்டரில் ட்ரைனிங் கொடுத்து நல்லா வேலை கற்றுக்கின்னு நான் நல்ல நன்மையாக இருக்கிறேன். இதனால் எங்கே தனிமையில் போனாலும் நான் வேலை செஞ்சு நல்லபடியாக இருக்கலாம். நான் 10 பேர் வேலை வச்சுன்னு வேலை கொடுப்பேன். இதனால் நல்ல நன்மை.
நான் 2.5 மாதம் ட்ரைனிங் எடுத்தேன். இந்த 2.5 மாதத்தில் அஜித்குமார்ன்றவர் எனக்கு ஃபுல்லாக எல்லாத்தையும் கற்றுக் கொடுத்து, பில்டிங் சென்டரில் என்னென்ன ஒர்க் இருக்கோ எல்லாத்தையும் கற்றுக் கொடுத்தாரு. எல்லாத்தையும் கற்றுக் கொடுத்து ஒரு 4-5 இடத்துல வீடு தனியாக கான்ட்ராக்ட் எடுத்து வேலை செய்கிற அளவுக்கு ஃபுல்லாக நான் வெளியே போனாலும் தனியாக எடுத்து செஞ்சுக்கிறேன். இப்போ மறுபடியும் இவங்க ட்ரைனிங் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணதை விட்டு மறுபடியும் ட்ரைனிங் கொடுத்து இங்கே இது பண்ணுறதுக்கோசம் கூப்பிட்டு இப்போ இது பண்ணிக்கிறாங்க. இதனால் ஃபுல்லாக இதுவும் சேனலு, ரூஃபு, பேரஸ்மெண்ட்டு சேனலு, பில்லர் ஸ்லாபு, ரேட்ராப் பாண்டு, செவுத்தில் ப்ளமிஷ் பாண்டு, ஆர்சி எல்லா இதுவும் ஃபுல்லாக எல்லாத்தையும் கம்ப்ளீட் ஒர்க்கு கற்றுக்கணும்.
Because the government agencies are still not ready to accept this, or maybe because they do not have it in their codes. We see that building centers all over, they either do the the Indra Awas Yojana houses or noon meal centers or a small house here or a small house there. What we really need is that building centers should take up projects of the government departments. In fact, the office buildings of government departments itself could be constructed in these.
In fact, it also renders design and consultancy services to government. Another very interesting building center is at Auroville, which is mainly carrying out research and development, as well as propagation of ferrocement and mud technology. The center is supplying roofing channels, planks, water tanks, biogas digesters, wall panels, sunshades, toilet units, etc. to the individual buildings. It conducts regular training programs for the artisans, professionals and entrepreneurs on the application of ferrocement technology and receives assistance from various national and international agencies for carrying out research and development. The oldest of building materials is coming in vogue again, in view of its intrinsic qualities. The material has widespread and easy availability and high insulation value. Mud architecture has now been updated and contemporized with new technologies, techniques of production and usages, including higher level of waterproofing and aesthetics. With greater inputs by professional and non-government organizations and higher level of financial input, even better results can be achieved. The initial funding of the building center was by grants from the Government of India, administered through HUDCO. The chairman, managing director of HUDCO, states,
once a state government has resolved to set up the building center, allotted them land, then the building center itself can start activities which would generate enough resources for its further functioning. However, our scheme envisages further grant of 10 lakhs of rupees from the KfW Bank of Germany, which is available once the center has started functioning. That grant, in my opinion, again is more than sufficient to meet the day-to-day requirements of the building center and for purchasing the additional equipment. However, HUDCO also has provision of giving soft loans against specific projects for these centers. For example, up to 5 lakhs of rupees, the interest charge is only 10.5%. The next slab of 5 lakhs, again the interest rate is just 12.5%. And for a further sum of 12 lakhs of rupees, the rate of interest is 14%. So enough money is available by way of soft loans as well, in case the building center wants to take up specific activities. In addition, both HUDCO as well as BMTPC have provision to sanction further grants against specific projects for R&D assistance.
The contribution of the building centers is already manifesting itself by the positive transformation which has started in the environment and the settlement of the rural population of India. Indeed, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. Today, as building centers speckle the country's horizon, they're making thousands of dreams come true, block by block. The aspirations for this future have begun, and as they blossom, more suitable, functionally efficient housing seems a distinct reality.